Good evening and welcome to Salisbury, where it's Ladies' Day for our 6th race card, and runners are just heading down to the start for our opening apprentice riders race. Good ground here at Salisbury. I'm joined by Steve Jones, and it's quite a busy, packed track, and we've got an enjoyable 6th race card to look forward to.
Yeah, we have. Good afternoon, James. Good afternoon, everyone. And the one thing to note was the entries that were maybe made hoping that the storms that were forecast would materialise haven't, so I think it's going to be decent on maybe on the quicker side, but certainly fair ground, and it might not inconvenience all of them, but there's definitely some in there that would have wanted a soft ground.
Yeah, we have missed all those showers here at Salisbury, but only one non-runner so far. The feature is our Fillies Handicap, race 4 over 10 furlongs. 2 of these ran at Royal Ascot. We've got a whole host of unexposed 3-year-olds. We'll start with an interesting one in Orchard Keeper, who won on handicap debut with Roger Varian. It probably needs to step up, but could be quite a nice type going forward.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a number of progressive fillies in this field who are stepping forward, and well-bred fillies as well. So I expect this to work out quite well. The last year's winner went on to win a listed race later in the season. That was trained by Rafe Beckett, who's got Hot Fashion in there, who's another well-bred horse, who's a half-sister to Arabian Queen, the Group 1 Juddmonte Stakes winner from a while ago. And it could be a good night for Jeff Smith, because earlier on the Kais had a very, very well-backed horse in the 2-year-olds race. So
Royal Playwright out of Arabian Queen.
Absolutely, yeah. So there's a bit of a family theme there, and in those famous colours of Persian Punch and no end of great horses from Jeff Smith's, he could have a good evening. But Orchard Keeper in this Fillies Handicap has to be one of those at the bottom of the weights improvers, but you can throw in Hot Fashion, Winter Feathers, number of fillies coming into the race in good form and progressing as well. So I'm thoroughly looking forward to that one.
Yeah, that's a really competitive Fillies Handicap. But for now, we're going to join Anthony Dunkley back in the studio.
James, Steve, thank you very much. Looking forward to your contributions down at Salisbury. Hello, everyone. We've also got Hamilton Park for you this evening as well. We can take a look at what's on the running order for this evening. Let's have a look at what's on offer at Salisbury. You've just heard from James and Steve of what's to come, but just to give you an idea, here it all is. 5:40 Apprentice Handicap, not too far away, just over 5 minutes. 6 furlongs to trek. We run through to 8:20. We finish with a 1.5 mile handicap in front of the stands. Good to firm in places is the going. And just the one non-runner, Symbol of Hope, number 4, out of our opener. One non-runner, one jockey change. George Adobe now claims the 3 on Lockheed Gold, number 9 in the 6:45. Will have its moment. However, Salisbury's first race is upcoming. The Albasti Equiwell Dubai Apprentice Handicap over 6 furlongs. Dakota Power heads up a really open opener. 100 to 30, 7 to 2. Alpine Girl, Media Guest 6 to 1. Destiny Spirit 7 to 1. Arlecchino's Gift 8 to 1. The Cola Kid 17 to 2 with Q20 Boy now 8 to 1 Q20 Boy, and 12-1 the outsider Roman Spring. Let's get back to Steve and James on track.
Thank you very much, Anthony. Yes, we start off with the Apprentice Riders Race, a series of 5 contests over the season here at Salisbury, and Sharik Mod is currently leading that series. He rides Destiny Spirit for Dominic French-Davis off bottom weight, but our favourite is Dakota Power, with Courtney Thomas bidding for her first success. She's ridden this Son of Acclaim twice, but it was in an amateur riders race with Dakota Power over the course distance won quite nicely at our opening meeting of the season, Steve Jones.
Yeah, that was on soft ground, but the form worked out really, really well. And the runner-up, Amazement, won next 2 starts, and the third, Beau Jardine, also won subsequently. So the form of that stacked up really well. My main worry is that was over 7 furlongs. This is 6 furlongs on quicker ground, and I didn't think, having run in over a mile at Sandown, I didn't think the drop to 6 furlongs looked an obvious help. So it'd be interesting to see how they go, because I didn't think there was a huge amount of pace in here either. So that's another slight concern. So I was a little bit surprised that Dakota Power is so strong in the betting.
Yeah, and the Roger Teal team are a little bit on the quiet side at the moment. I thought Dance Gemini didn't run up the form when he ran the Eclipse, but the Yada, 42 days and 31 runners without a winner. So there are a few question marks against our favourite. Second in is Alpine Girl, who's ridden by the most experienced, or one of the most experienced riders, as there she goes into the stalls riderless. Rory Mulligan has been in action in Ireland, pretty busy over the last fortnight or so. If you click his name on the Racing Post website, though, it only said he had 1 ride. But I think the database is showing 2 different jockeys. He's had 5 winners from 109 in Ireland, and this filly won at Lingfield last time. Yeah,
it came from off the pace that day. That was a confined apprentice race for horses that hadn't won in 2024, but wore a hood for the first time that day as well, which is on again. It's not ideal, I don't think, coming from off the pace in these hands and heels races. That would be my main concern, but the fact that Rory Mulligan has come over from Ireland to ride has to be a positive, and he's one of the more experienced riders. Yeah, interesting that Team Fanshawe are employing Rory, who's attached to the Johnny Murty yard. There goes Dakota Kid, who's becoming well handicapped for Joe Bradenham and Grace Harris. Not to mention the Mark Usher pair, Arclino's Gift and Q20 Boy. They're both consistent enough, but don't win that often strike rate wise. Archelino's Gifts is the obvious one to make the running. I quite fancied Q20 Boy. He was a dual winner at Wolverhampton earlier in the year. Dropped to 5 furlongs last time, returned to turf, and I think up to 6 furlongs in this sort of race, just sit behind the pace. And Alicia Perkins has won twice on this horse, so she knows him well as well. So I'd go for Q20 Boy. They're all set. Let's join Mike.
And off and racing. Alpine Girl just leapt up a bit as the stalls open. The Albasti Equiworld Dubai Apprentice Handicap here. Underway over 6 furlongs. On the left is Arlecchino's Gift, showing up well down the centre. Media Guest in the white jacket alongside. Just getting a bit tight behind them there for a moment or two, having to be snatched up. Dakota Power. Third place in the cheek pieces, Roman Spring. Dakota Power relegated to 4th. On the outside, the grey is the Cola Kid. On the rail, then Destiny Spirit. Q20 Boy, dark blue with the white cap, is taking a bit of a grip and looking on. Alpine Girl, Rory Mulligan, riding a patient race as the ground flattens out now at the 3 furlong marker, the halfway point of the race. So Charlie Maggs on board. Media Guest is the one to catch here as they approach the final quarter mile. He's travelling strongly as well. Roman Spring is being produced on the outside by Molly Gunn. Further on the right there on the wing is Alpine Girl, who's eating up the ground. Q20 Boy with a squeak as well up the inside. Destiny Spirit. This is incredibly competitive. Destiny Spirit on the inside is finishing off. Alpine Girl on the outside between them. Q20 Boy as they race up towards the line. It's Q20 Boy. Joined on the line by Alpine Girl. That one goes to the judge, with on the far side Destiny Spirit in 3rd.
A cracking finish, and it's a tight one, but it might potentially be Alpine Girl. The top weight. Ooh, Q20 Boy has got his head down on the line. Very tight between the pair. It looked like you were going to have a winner, Steve Jones, for our opener, but I think the filly has just held on. Yeah, I was with the cap because I thought that Q20 Boy had got this sewn up, but as the angle changed, it was clear that Alpine Girl had her head down at the right time, and she was coming off the back of that Lingfield win from last time, and I think she's done quite well to come from off the pace, but we'll wait for the result here. There's a suspense. And it is Alpine Girl for James Fanshawe, Rory Mulligan, who's attached to the Johnny Murtagh stable, and Team Fanshawe have brought him over for today's ride. 7-2 joint favourite, wins for Owners Group 97. Alicia Perkins nearly got a third win on Q20 Boy. He's run a cracker back in second. Early pace set in white and red by Media Guest under Charlie Maggs. There was a little bit of interference early doors, and it meant that Dakota Power in particular was probably inconvenienced most, Steve.
Yeah, I think that's fair. They seem to have sorted themselves out here, but then they get a little bit tight, and the horse in the outside, Roman Spring, just comes on and tightens up to Dakota Power, who then got shuffled back. You see the runner-up in the white cap, Q20 Boy, is just a little bit keen and does take a few false steps, stumbles a little bit, and got unbalanced there. And all the while, out the back, Alpine Girl, who I think they went an okay pace here. I don't think they crawled. But
I think they probably got racing quite early.
I think that's fair to say, and that certainly helped. But it's not easy coming from off the pace in these hands and heels races. And on the wide outside, in the clear, keeping it simple, Rory Mulligan on Alpine Girl is coming with a sweeping run. But it's opened up beautiful for Q20 Boy. And Alicia Perkins, who gets on very well with this horse, won twice on him before, bursts through and looks, to me, I think, going a neck up. But all the while, Rory Mulligan's getting a real tune and just gets there bang on the line on what is probably quite a nicely handicapped filly at the moment, Alpine Girl.